All right, what's going on, everybody? Comic here, and this is a new segment I want to start doing where I base my best picks on primarily UFC, but I'll be doing multiple sports and multiple leagues. So anything that can increase your payouts and get the most money for what you're wagering. Starting off, um, the series is going to be UFC 305. Today is Thursday, so this Saturday. Now, a lot of these early prelim fights, I really don't know. The Probably the last seven is the one I have like the most knowledge, but for my gambling addicts who I like to do those shoot for those 12 pick parlays to get, crazy payout, let's go for it. So starting off, we have Stuart Nickel and Jesus Aguilar. Like I said, I don't know a thing about these fighters. All I know is that Stewart's undefeated. He's 8-0, Australian fighter. Or Solomon Islands, so he's gonna have home field advantage. Crowd's gonna be biased towards him. But well, Stewart's also making his debut. But Jesus, I don't really say he's a veteran, but he does have UFC experience. I was checking the odds on DraftKings, and if I had to pick money line, I'd go for Stewart over 1.5. I feel like these fighters are gonna go toe to toe, especially with it being a flyweight. Flyweight fights rarely end in, knockout or submission. I could be wrong though, but I feel like I'll play safe by 1.5, especially since I don't know much about these fighters. All right, next we have Song versus Ricky. Again, I don't know. So I wouldn't even like tell you to bet your hard-earned money on these two fights, but according to DraftKings, mm, to play it safe, I'd probably say to start round two. And as I get to the fights that I do know, I want to do two parlays that I would recommend. I would do one like a safer one that you could wager, triple digits, 100, 200, and a risky one, which I wouldn't bet no more than 20. But you could also mix and match them to see which ones are more probable. Some with these fights, I do a little bit of research. More of the other sports like football, I do more research on that and see what the experts are saying. But moving on, you have Nolan versus Reyes. I gotta check DraftKings because holy 12 Nolan is favored by minus 1200 odds. It honestly isn't even worth betting. I guess you could put that he wins by finish by either KO or submission. But like I said, I don't know. So these fights will basically just start skipping them because Jack Jenkins and versus Herbert Burns. Again, I don't know. I don't even want to like tell you to bet on who, and I don't even know. All right, now we move on to the prelims. Luana versus Casey. What I do know about Luana is that she just came off of a submission victory, and Casey just kind of came off of a submission loss. So, put two and two together. And for me personally, I don't really like betting on women's MMA. If I do, it's either that it goes uh, the 2.5 or the fight start around three. Or to go the distance, because 9 times out of 10 they do go the distance. But for this one, if you wanted to add some sausage to your parlay, I would pick Luana money line. Some could say that she's jumping back in at an early, not really getting a full break, but it's a round one submission. She made it look easy against a fighter who I think she had like one or two losses, like 8-2. And just like Casey O'Neill, similar record, 92. I'd take money line Luana. I would say that it goes the distance, but like I said, she's a submission. She does jujitsu, so she's gonna have the edge on that. Ramos versus Kulibao. Like I said, I don't know much about these fighters, so we'll just skip. All right, now this one, Tafa versus Walker. This I actually have a parlay on this, or I'm gonna put a parlay for my prize picks. For those that use it, I have Tafa with the under 32.5 strikes. For me personally, I see Tafa getting an early finish. And most of his fights, they go under, he had 23 strikes. One fight he had like 50 something, but he always tends to have lesser strikes, even when he wins. So yeah, Walker has a better record, but he's been finished. I've checked his fighter history, and yeah, he's been finished like 3 times by knockout minimum, because it just shows the last five on the UFC website. But I'd give it to Tafa. Money line, if you want to up the stakes, I would say either by decision or KO. I honestly wouldn't even bet the over under because, it's safe to bet that it starts round two, but he can finish him in round one. So for the parlay, like the actual parlay, I would put Tafa money line. Lee Jing Liang versus Carlos. I don't know much about Carlos, but I know that Lee, when he faced Hamza, and yeah, we all know how that turned out. So odds have him by winning by a lot. I think he was at minus 325. So if I had to play it safe with a safe parlay, I would pick the round to start too. So at least it goes past one because I don't see it going the distance. I mean, Lee, we've seen that his wrestling isn't, up to par. Well, that's maybe it is, but he just maybe had a bad day against Hamza. But I think Carlos will probably get him on the striking, and yeah, has a good takedown defense, so I don't see Lee taking him down. I'd put Carlos on the money line. All right, now this one. So the odds favor Rosenstruck by not a lot. Okay, minus 230. So for this parlay, 93%. Holy. So for this one, I'm gonna have to go to Ibasa. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the underdog. I mean, he's got home field advantage. He's gone toe to toe with Cyril Gane, actually knocked him down. And Cyril Gane, I think current rankings, he's like number two. So for him to go toe to toe with him and even knock him down, I mean, it just shows. I mean, he's already in the higher ranks. I think Tuivasa is 10 and Rosenstruck is 12. So I think they just have him as the underdog because I don't know. I was gonna say he weighs more, but he doesn't. Maybe greater reach, maybe a little bit more power, but Tuivasa's a powerhouse. He doesn't slow down until like maybe round three, middle of round three. So for my safe parlay, I would put him at over 1.5 rounds. I don't see either fighter getting knocked out. Tuivasa, he's known to absorb a lot of damage. I don't really know much about Rosenstruck and how many times he's been knocked out, if he's ever been. So, this fight over 1.5, Tuivasa money line. But if you do want to play safe, bet the point spread. Moving on, Gamrot versus Hooker. So this fight, in my opinion, it's gonna be fight of the night. It's got potential. Both of these fighters are warriors. The only thing that concerns me about Gamrot, because he's favored by a lot. The only concern I have about Gamrot is that he has been knocked out by Benoit Saint Denis, and he got head kicked into the shadow realm. But I mean, he puts on a war every time, right? Lots of significant strikes for my price picks. I do have him over the other thing was like 54 strikes because it's going to be a 3 round war, right? Dan Hooker, he got a close win against Jalen Turner, and Jalen Turner, knocked Bobby Green. So both of these fighters expect them to go the distance. If you want to play it safe, over 2.5, but this fight will go the distance. Money line, I don't know. I say it's 50-50. Dan Hooker does have the capabilities to get good combinations. I just saw the other day his fight against Dustin Poirier. Boom, boom, boom. Can he finish Gamrot if he gets a good combo? So we'll just have to see because I really wouldn't bet Gamrot because I feel like that's what everyone's doing because he's favorited by like negative 300. But in my opinion, since you're watching this video, I'd go with Hooker point spread, meaning that if he wins one round and he loses by close decision 29-28, your bet will hit. And if he wins outright by decision, knockout sub, the bet will hit. Give me Hooker. He just has, in my opinion, he has more experience and he's gone toe to toe with the best of the best. Okay, Kai Kara France and Steve Ursig. What I like about Ursig is that he first came to my radar, everyone's radar, when he went toe to toe to decision with the current champion Pantoja. What concerns me about Kai Kara France is that, he got kicked by Moreno and lost, right? He just gave up and like went down. I mean, obviously I can't judge because I haven't been kicked there that hard, but we shouldn't really discredit him, right? But for the parlay, give me Ursig for like the riskier parlay because the odds are, oh, on DraftKings, he's like 160. So give me Ursig, money line. To play it safe on the safer parlay, give me that it goes, honestly, the distance. It will go the distance. You want to play even safer to be at those like minus 700, 600 odds if I start round three. I feel like Ursig's going to keep the pace. He's going to move forward. Might take him down a couple times. I might actually think about putting another parlay that Ursig gets the over takedowns. I don't know what it's at right now, the the odds, but I feel like he does get takedowns. He's going to mix it up. I mean, if he went toe to toe with the champion, you know, in France, he couldn't even go to toe with the interim champion at the time. So give me Ursig money line round fight to start round three for the safer parlay. And now we move on to the main event. A lot of people are already writing Adesanya off because he's already lost. I just saw the UFC countdown episode, and he does seem determined. But I favor Duplessis more because every fight he adapts, right? He already know he's been studying Izzy since the beginning of the UFC, right? We've seen that example with Bilal Muhammad when he beat Edwards. He says he's been studying Edwards since the beginning, right? And now the same thing we have here. Duplessis been studying him for years because obviously Adesanya is a great dominant champion, with a good fighting style. So they're already studying it, right? He's gonna do the kicks, he's gonna move fast, he's gonna feint, he might not even get a single takedown. So Duplessis is definitely gonna mix in takedowns, right? He's gonna have to stay on, how would I say, like keep him down, right? And mix in some shots because Izzy will tear his leg apart, right? If he keeps the distance, Izzy will just bang, 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 give us a couple jabs. If I had to put my money on this on the parlay side, first with the safer side, I would go over 2.5. Last time I checked, the odds were like at, I think they were minus, let me check. Yeah, minus 225. I would do that. That's the safer side. I don't see either fighter getting a finish. I checked the odds on the finish only. It's favored Duplessis. I don't really think he gets the finish. I don't think he really has the knockout power. Man, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could submit him, but I don't see Izzy staying on the ground for that long. Right? He's always known to get back up. He's lanky. He's gonna get back up, right? So give me over 2.5 for the safer parlay. When it comes to money line, it's tough. I honestly wouldn't even bet the money line. Give me What I'll probably end up doing on DraftKings will be a double chance, alternate victory double chance. So give me Izzy by TKO, knockout, or Duplessis to win by decision. I say Duplessis by decision because I feel like he can get the takedowns, right? He can weaken him and find those weak spots. I mean, Sean Strickland found, that technique to get him down, right? Duplessis will mix in takedowns and he just has to hold him. You know, Adesanya does possess that knockout power. But I think Duplessis takes it by decision. All right, so let's recap. So for the safer parlay, we'll recap on the safer parlay, right? The ones that are gonna bet 100 or 200 because this is your money, right? For the safer parlay, give me over 1.5. For this one, I don't we'll skip. Luana, give me I didn't think I had a safer one, but give me over 1.5. I feel like it because Casey, I mean, she has a pretty good record. I don't see Luana submitting her like that quick. So give me for the Stewart Aguilar 1.5, Santos 1.5 over 1.5, Tafa, uh no, we'll just keep that. So two legs, Tuivasa, give me to start round two. Dan Hooker, the safe, give me fight to start round three. Four legs. Kai Kara France, Steve Ursig, give me to start round three. That's five legs. And then for this one, 2.5. Over 2.5. So six picks will probably have you like at plus 100, maybe 200 odds. Put 100 on it. Now for the money line parlays, I'd say give me Stewart, give me Santos, two, give me Tafa, three legs. Ooh, see, I would say do it. Yeah, because it's like a more riskier, right? Give me Tuivasa point spread. Give me Hooker point spread. That's five legs. Ursig money line six. And shoot, I wouldn't even bet the money line on this. Six legs for the money line slash point spread. Yeah, this video is just quick because most of these fighters, like I don't really know. I haven't done the research to look at their previous fights and how many times they've won, lost by decision, close decision. So that's what I have. So hopefully you guys enjoy and Atomic out.